Girls Trip. If this doesn't show you my commitment to seeing everything this year, I don't know what will. Girls Trip stars Regina, Jada, Pinkett-Smith, Queen Latifah and Tiffany Haddish, and this is basically kind of a female hangover kind of movie. It's obviously doesn't have a similar, like, the same plot, but it is the kind of mates, you know, a group of friends coming together and getting in wild adventures. Now what happens, these college friends that basically call themselves the Flossy Posse, and they you know, are tired, and then they suddenly slowly fade away, and then they finally get that together and shit goes down in their lives and they go through all that. Now this movie was not what I was expecting, to be honest. Now, when I thought this movie, I thought, okay, it's going to be, you know, fun girls trip kind of, you know, fun night out movie. It wasn't. It was hardcore, like, shit. Like, this is pretty much equivalent to Hangover. The way they talk about things is very detailed. Like, I'm going to get some dick. And, like, it's very full on, like, straight up, like, what you see in, like, stuff like American Pie and, you know, In-Betweeners and Hangover, stuff like that from the male's perspective. God damn, I can't speak. Alright. From the male's perspective, you see that from the female's perspective. And it's something different. Obviously, I didn't expect that. And it was very full on with some of the stuff you see. And as a male, I kind of felt semi-uncomfortable watching this movie. And, you know, I'm not hating on a movie like that because they do that. I mean, it makes me uncomfortable because, you know, stuff that I enjoy, American Pie, I really enjoy that franchise. In-Betweeners, Hangover, I like all that stuff. And it could make females feel uncomfortable, yes, but I really felt uncomfortable watching this movie being a male. Like, very, very heavily felt uncomfortable watching this. It was fun, though. It was... It kind of... You know, I was, like, the only male in the cinema. There was girls, you know, there's, like, a couple of groups of a couple, you know, girlfriends having their fun night while I watch this movie. And they were having a blast. They were having a lot of laughs. You know, a lot of things they were laughing at and enjoying. And you know, there was a few things I laughed at, but a few things I did feel uncomfortable because it's such a female joke, and I felt kind of like, like what? I really don't want to be watching this, and that's something I don't want to have to do for a movie. But honestly, I feel like it can definitely excels to that female market, and I think the market is definitely females, and that's why I think this movie will do alright with its reviews and whatnot, because it is very female heavy. I don't think a lot of males will go and see this movie. So it has an advantage to it. But saying that though, the characters I thought were going to be very typical. You see them at the start and you're like, oh, that's the typical, yep, okay, that's going to be the funny one that just says a bunch of ridiculous over-the-top black things. And she did, but then it kind of got into it and it's like, alright, and you kind of care about these characters at some point. You kind of like, okay, I actually feel like I'm part of this plot, and you actually kind of give a shit. So I'll give it props for actually making me give a shit about the plot and about these characters, not just having shit fun jokes. Because really, if it was just shit fun jokes, I'd probably hate it because it was very uncomfortable to watch some of these jokes. And, you know, not all was funny to the male demographic. To the female demographic, definitely. I'm going to keep it a shorter review though, because I don't have a lot to say about this movie because, yeah, as I said, the uncomfortable word is a big one I'm going to put out there. I'm going to give it a C though. I think, again, it did do more as a whole movie than just a comedy, so I'll give it props for that. And I honestly think if I was a female, I'd probably have a lot of fun with this movie. I think it would be a movie I'd go back and watch a lot of times, similar to American Pie, similar to the In-Betweeners series. I would go back and watch, you know, a few times because the characters are very likable, and the story is there, and the jokes are definitely female demographic, and they're definitely fun for the females that I saw. They definitely had a lot of laughs seeing them. That's the movie, guys. Again, I think a lot of my audience is male watching these reviews, so I don't think a lot of people will, you know, necessarily use this review to go and see the movie. But if you are a female watching this movie, I think you'll have a lot of fun with the movie. And that is it, guys. You guys know what to do. You guys can like, you can subscribe. You can get involved in the comments below, but of course, have a good one.